apologise every time you couldn't hear somebody. That automatically puts the onus on me. That makes it my fault for not being able to hear you. It's not. It's just a hereditary condition. It's a freak of nature. It's whatever else you want to call it. But it's not my responsibility. It's not my fault. And I'm not internalising that anymore. So about 10 years ago, much to my mother's horror, I said, I'm not going to say I'm sorry when I can't hear you. I'll say, could you say that again, please? I'll say, I didn't quite catch that. I'll say anything, but I'm not saying sorry anymore. Upset a few people, but there you go. The biggest thing that's said to parents of disabled children is, I'm sorry. Until we actually change some of those attitudes, we're not going to shift the position of disabled people in society. It's a tiny, tiny thing, but for me it's a really, really important one. So, whose problem is it? Who's the people who have to make the adjustment? For me, it's all of us. And only by working together and everybody accepting that responsibility will that actually happen. So for me as a deaf person, a hearing aid user getting information, the fact that sometimes people only put a phone number on a piece of information means that that event suddenly becomes entirely inaccessible to me. I don't use the phone. Well, I do. I use it for Candy Crush. I use it for texting, I use it for emails. I don't use the phone as a phone. I haven't used the phone since I was 13. I don't do phone. I try and do Skype. Skype's great when there's visuals and when I can see text underneath if I haven't caught something. The only person I speak to on the phone is my mum. And that's because I actually don't need to hear what she's saying. I've heard it many, many times. I can usually I just nod. Yeah. Oh, awful. Oh. Great. So if you don't put an alternative means of me communicating with you on your information, bin, straight out. If there's no information about whether something's going to be interpreted or captioned, bin. And it's not just the main event, it's all that stuff around it too. There's going to be a talk, great. Oh, but that's not going to be captioned. Ah, there's going to be a workshop, great. But what's going to happen at that workshop? Am I going to be able to have access to those kind of things too? So it's not just about the main event, it's about the peripheral activities as well. Okay, so the other thing that I really look at, the other thing on that list, is it for me? Is it for people like me? Now, I'm oversensitized to the fact that I'm a disabled person because I choose to work in that arena. And I don't choose to work in that arena because I'm not very good. I choose to work in that arena because I love it. And it's the thing that I'm most passionate about on the planet. There's a sense that sometimes when you stay in a box, that you stay there because you're not good enough. And I believed that. I believed I couldn't travel for quite a long time. I've been told once, again, outgoing deaf classes, that said that it's really important that you